as a YouTuber, especially as a crafty YouTuber, you have to do some really weird things sometimes. For example, you have to lay to your bed, put your camera over your head to be able to film what you want to film or what your viewers want to know. I'm feeling a little bit weird, but I want to say hi to everyone out there who is watching this video. I'm laying here in my bed, as you can see, and that has a special reason. The reason for this unusual video intro is the following. All of these people here have asked me if I can show a typical day in my life. So you wanted to know how much time I'm spending with making journals, making digitals, how much time I spend with my YouTube channel, with my Etsy shop, and all the things that are going on in my life. And so I've decided to take you with me through my whole day. And my day is starting here, obviously, in my bed. So welcome to another episode of my little making of series here on my YouTube channel. In this series, I would like to show you some things behind the scenes of LUISE HEINZL. We are going to create a digital printable paper collection together. This paper collection is also a collaboration with Christiane at House of Chaos Art. I have shown you some of her work in my last video, so if you have missed that, check out the info box and find the whole playlist there, find Christiane's Instagram there, and everything that you need to know. So yeah, let's do this. I will take you with me through my whole day. We are going to create some some digitals today as well that are part of this whole paper collection. And we are also going to make some jelly prints because I will need those jelly prints for my digital designs. So let's do that. So before I can bring my brain to work, I definitely need some coffee and a little breakfast. Hallo. Einen wunderschönen guten Morgen. Möchtest du, so ist es, möchtest du vielleicht zu meinen Zuschauern Hallo sagen?
Tagchen.
Ich mache gerade ein Video. Hello. Okay, so now the day can start. I have my coffee. That's very important for me, even if I have no coffee machine here in my tiny house. So as you could see, I have to make my coffee with this powder, and I'm always mixing this normal coffee powder with some cappuccino powder. So that's my special mixture for my coffee here, because I have no coffee machine here. But I guess that's one of the next things that I will buy for my tiny house and my studio here, because it's, yeah, some kind of strange. I mean, you know, I love Italy, I love Rome, I love the Italian coffee, and I'm drinking such a brown mixture of something. So that's not normal. But, what's that? That's also not normal. My goodness. But that's one of the next things that I want to buy, so that I can make a special, perhaps Italian coffee here, so that I can enjoy that. At the little snack bar, I have ordered some bread, for the evening, and I've also ordered this chocolate croissant. That's not what I'm eating normally in the morning. Normally I'm eating some oats or something like that. But yesterday I thought, oh, if I have to make this video today, I need some sugar in the morning. I know that's not good, but that's also not the normal thing. But yeah, you know, let's go on. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I take my phone. So that's a normal thing in the morning as well. And that's, yeah, I think next to coffee, that thing that I'm starting the day with. So I'm taking my phone and I'm checking all of my messages, meaning emails and Etsy messages. And I'm also, of course, reading your lovely comments on my social media platforms. So I'm going to YouTube and I'm checking what you have written below my last videos, and I'm answering to that, or I'm giving you a heart for that comment. And that's what I'm doing first. So I'm also checking if I have any tasks for the day. Perhaps someone has a problem with an Etsy download or something like that that I have to fix. And then I make a little list what I have to do for the day. Yeah, a list of, I would say, those little tasks that we have to do that are perhaps 5 minutes things. If you count everything together, then it's approximately 1 or 2 hours of work sometimes. So reading the comments is really, really time consuming, even if I love read comments, but it's time consuming. And I want to know, of course, what you have written, and I want to answer to all of you. And I think at this point I can mention something that's really important for me that I would like to tell you, and that's also a problem for me. In the meantime, I have so many subscribers and I get so many comments that it is nearly impossible to answer to every single comment. So that means I can only read the comment. I mean, I read every comment that I get, but I can't answer with a whole sentence to every comment. That means that in the most cases, I can give you this little heart that you can get on YouTube. So when I read the comment and I, of course, appreciate everything that you have written, then I give you this heart so that you can see that I have read it and that I appreciate it. And I hope that you can understand that I can't answer to every single comment. It's nearly impossible. Otherwise, you wouldn't see any videos or you wouldn't see any new items in my Etsy shop, because that would be so time consuming that I couldn't handle that. But I would like to give you some examples of what I'm reading. I mean, when I go to my YouTube studio and I'm reading the comments, of course, I would like to give you a little inside view, or how is that called in English? I don't know the right word, but I would like to give you some of my thoughts that I am having in my mind when I'm reading your comments. So let's start here on my phone. So I have my second phone here, and let's start with the first English comment that's here. Of course, my comments are mixed, German and English, because I'm doing my videos in German and in English. So I'm getting comments in both languages, but we will do this in, like the reality is. I'm not searching for a special comment that I'm reading to you now, but I'm flipping here through the comments and I'm reading to you the first comment that's in English. Okay, so that is a comment by Robin Knutzen. I know this name. Robin, you are commenting so often below my videos, but I'm always not sure how to say your last name. Knutzen. In German, it would be Knutzon. That is obviously not correct, but you have written. Okay, so you have written 2 comments. I think they are in the wrong order here. So the first comment is, wonderful example of what I love to see when I look at your journals, so beautiful. And the second comment is, I also believe a person can be shy or quiet when they may be a bit insecure about what they are doing. I was always afraid to speak in public. When I was asked to speak at an event because the intended speaker had to cancel, I was totally unprepared. There were celebrities in the audience as well as regular, not famous. I spoke from my heart on a subject that was close to my soul and I had no problems doing so. Yeah, and that's one of those examples that I'm experiencing every day. This comment is so great and this warms my heart so much. I mean, this comment is below my last video where I have told you something about my childhood, and I have answered a question on how it is possible to have a YouTube channel if you are a relatively shy person. So there was one of my viewers who had heard that I was a very shy child, and I have spoken about my experiences with YouTube and having a channel. Also showing your face is part of this answer, of course, if you are very shy or if you have been shy in the past. And this is something Robin has written that makes me feel so much more connected to you. If I read this, I have the feeling that Robin is sitting on the other chair there on the other side of the table and is speaking to me. And that is so cool. I mean, you are sharing so many personal things with me that I have the feeling that you all are with me here in my little kitchen. And that's so cool. So let's read another one. So the next one comes from Gina. Thanks for showing and sharing this wonderful idea. If a stamp doesn't stick anymore, I will think about this video and tip immediately. So this is also really cool for me because this comment was below my video where I have showed you what you can do if your clear or cling stamps are not sticking anymore. And I have found an idea to put them to a plotter mat to make them stick again, or yeah, not the stamp itself, but you can stick the stamp to the plotter mat and then you can stamp. Perhaps you have seen that video. And when I read something like this, and this is not the only comment that was below that video, I'm so happy because this idea for me was like, oh my goodness, this is a game changer. I had to share that with you immediately. But of course, I was not sure if this idea for you is new or if you are doing that the whole day and it's only me perhaps who hasn't heard about this trick. So that of course can also happen. So let's give this comment a heart as well. And that's something, if I press this little heart button here, I don't know if you can see that now. Oh no, my screen is so no, it's too light, but you can imagine what I mean. If I press this little heart here, that means I have written the comment and I'm really, really happy about that. And this heart that I can give on YouTube really comes from my heart. That is strange because, I mean, this is my phone. You are very far away. This is social media, this technical thing. This is only my finger that is pressing to my screen and this little heart pops up for you. You could say, yeah, it's only pressing to the screen, but for me it's, I give something from my heart to you, and it's really important for me that you can understand that and that you can understand that it's not possible for me to answer to every comment. I can't answer to every comment, thank you, I'm happy that it is helpful for you or something like that. But when I press the heart, it means exactly that I'm happy that you are appreciating what I'm doing here. And yeah, I hope that it is understandable that it's so time consuming that it's not possible to answer to every single comment. Then we have then we have the next comment to my little envelope notebook tutorial that I've made a few weeks ago. Oh, this is so small. Nicoli has written, such a gorgeous project. I've loved discovering your channel. And there's a little heart as well. Has anyone told you yet how to stamp that figure 2? The secret is washi tape. Cover figure 1 and figure 3 with washi tape, ink your stamp, then remove and throw away the washi and stamp. Voila, only ink on figure 2. Yeah, that's a little embarrassing for me because in the meantime, I have figured out that by myself. There were many comments like this on how to stamp only a part of a stamp. I had this problem that I wanted to stamp only this part of the stamp, and in the moment when I've recorded the video, excuse me please, obviously my brain was not working. Sometimes I have the feeling if the camera is recording, my brain will not work anymore. It's stopping working since I have pressed this record button on my phone. That's so strange. And when I recorded that video, I was in this flow of making this little notebook. And yeah, I was like, how can I stamp only this part of the stamp? And I couldn't find a solution in that moment. And there were so many comments about putting washi tape or clear tape to the part of the stamp that you don't want to stamp, and then remove it in that stamp and then stamp. Of course, that's so obvious, but in the moment of making the video, I haven't thought about that. And this is also something that I really, really appreciate. You are helping me so much. I mean, if I struggle in a video with such a technique or something else, or even with my English, you are helping me so much, and that's so cool. Sometimes I'm searching for words. English is not my mother language, as you perhaps know. And then you are so cute and you are taking the time to write such long comments explaining me words or expressions, or yeah, helping me out with the language. And that's so, so cool. I'm so happy about that. I've learned so much from you. I think you don't know that. I mean, yeah, you are sitting there writing this comment, and for you, those words are those normal words because you are using them every day. For me, it's like, whoa, my brain is overloaded. And sometimes, as I said, when the camera is recording, my English vocabulary is not working really well. And then you are taking the time and you are explaining me the words, and that's so helpful because when I read such comments in the morning, then sometimes I have the chance to remember those words for my next video, and that's so cool. Sometimes I'm making some notes to remember the words and to learn the words, and that's so helpful. And that's also a thing that brings me so close to you, or brings you so close to me, as you would like to see it. But yeah. Okay, so shall we read one more? Okay, so this was below the last video within this making of series, where I have shown you those absolutely gorgeous journals made by Christiane, who is collaborating with me during this little series here where we are making this digital printable paper collection. And Marcia has written, yay, I'm excited that you are going to be doing more digitals. And it sounds like I'm being a word that I don't know. Oh my goodness. Condescending. But I'm not. I'm so proud of you and all you do. You are a treasure in every way. You were a shy child because your creative mind was busy working on your grown-up self. You are a teacher. You teach us how to expand our own... You teach us how to expand our own minds and boundaries. Do you know what I'm wishing for? I wish I had a wall. I mean, I have walls, but I wish I had a wall made out of plain paper where I can write down everything that you are writing below my videos or on Instagram and everywhere else where I'm on social media, because those words are so great for me. In my last video, I have told you that I was a preschool teacher and that I didn't want to do that anymore. And I told you a little bit about my career until I was at this point where I'm now. And when I recorded that video, I went through the past years, and of course I went with my memories through the time where I was a preschool teacher, and I was like, what is that time doing with me and my life today? I mean, it's like a memory. I know I was a good teacher. There are still students and children that are coming to me in emails, or they are sending me photos how they look today. And it's doing something with my actual life. And of course, I'm thinking about those words when you write, "You are a teacher." I'm thinking about those words, and I'm thinking about what from the past as my life as a preschool teacher is still with me when I'm here and when I'm on YouTube. Because I don't have the feeling that I am a teacher for you. I more have the feeling that I am, some kind of a friend for you who is crafting with you along. And of course, it makes me really happy when you say that you can learn something from me, because I think learning is a process that works much better if you can learn from a friend than from a teacher. Do you know what I mean? So if you say you feel close to me, if you are, when you write something like, you feel that you are sitting with me at the same desk, I read that very often, and I'm so happy about that, that I can make my videos that you have that feeling. But when you at the same time say, I'm like a teacher, that means I'm a friend and a teacher at the same time. And there can be no bigger compliment than that. That makes me so happy. I mean, if you teach children and you try to bring them to this flow of exploring something, you make a little experiment, for example, and they can have their own way of learning, then it's really helpful, of course, and you're doing that as a teacher in school as well, when there are little pairs or groups of children who are working together. And it's always really good when there are good friends in those groups, because from a friend you can take a tip or some help much easier than from the teacher. And that was always something that I've tried to bring to my class in the preschool as well, that they learn from each other and not so much from me. I was only like a watcher or moderation. What's the word? Do you know what I mean? If they need help, of course, they can come to me or could come to me. And if they can do the things by their own, that's perfect. And that's also something that I want to bring to you on my channel. I mean, if I make something with my own materials and my own mediums, I want you to try that out with your own stuff. And I want you to use what you have at hand. Don't buy any special supplies or spend money for things where you are not sure that you like that or that you need that in the future as well. I'm trying to make my tutorials so that everyone can do them and that you can use what you have at hand, and that you don't have to struggle if you don't have the same, for example, distress oxide color that I have. If you have another color of that series, use that. If you don't have, it's only an example, but if you don't have distress oxide inks, then use something else. Use acrylic paints or something like that. I'm trying to open your mind for, using what you have, running around and seeing something, and then in your brain it's like click, and then you have a cool idea that you can bring to your journal or wherever you want to have it. Another thing that I'm doing in the morning, I mean, now we have read a few comments. Of course, in the reality, if I would not record this video, there would be way more comments. That can be 100 or yeah, sometimes it's also more than 100 comments that are coming from yesterday evening until today's morning, so during the night. I go through them, I read them all, and I trying to answer your questions and giving you those little hearts that come from my heart. And then I'm going to my other social media platforms, meaning Instagram, Facebook, my Facebook page. This coffee is strange today, sorry. Pinterest, and I also have a TikTok channel through my Etsy messages and my emails. And when I have finished that, yeah, in reality, it would be that this is the second or third cup of coffee. And then I'm going through my YouTube channels that I have subscribed to by myself. So I'm checking if someone who I'm watching regularly has some new videos, and then I'm watching them. I guess that would be 1 hour or so. I have not the time to watch every video from start to finish. Sometimes I'm only able to, yeah, check the video and get the idea of the video so that I know what the others are doing. For me, that is really important, because sometimes I also want to make a collaboration, for example, and if I can see what the others are doing, then of course that helps a lot to decide with which person I would like to collaborate. And of course I want to know what the other YouTubers are doing. I'm, you know, you have to check that out. I mean, that's also not only a personal thing that I like to watch other YouTube creators, but I also have to do that to see what the people out there who are creating junk journals are liking at the moment. So if there are many videos about how to bind a journal, then obviously you are interested in binding a journal. Or if there are many videos about how to make a junk journal cover, then obviously you as the viewers are interested in that theme. And that's really important for me to check that out and to see what the others have created. And also, I'm also reading sometimes the comments below those videos so that I can see what you are interested in, so that I can make my content more personalized for you. And there was a question, I just have to check my paper here. Carole, these names, C-A-R-O-L-E, Carole. I don't know how this name is said. Would like to know. So she has written, I would like to know what other crafters do you watch on YouTube? Do you have a favorite? So this question about my favorite YouTube channel is not so easy to answer, because I have subscribed to many other junk journal related channels, and I'm watching them, I would say, yeah, when I have the time. I'm trying to go through my list on YouTube where I can see when a channel where I'm a subscriber has uploaded a new video, and I'm trying to watch them after each other. But you can perhaps imagine my day has only 24 hours as yours has as well. And especially in the evening, I'm often so tired that I'm not able to watch so many videos, but I'm trying to, yeah, check out what the others have done, as I have said before. One channel that I'm watching every video from the first to the last minute is 49 Dragonflies. Hi, Barbara. I think I'm a really big fan of Barbara's channel. Even if I don't like the word fan. Fan is always such, it has such a bitter taste in some way. Because fan for me is like some kind of a stalker. Always sounds like some kind of a negative word, even if it's positive at the same time. I would say I'm Barbara's biggest fan, but we are also really, really good friends in the meantime. And yeah, of course, I have to know what she is doing. I'm in her design team as well, and that's also, of course, a reason why I'm watching her videos. Not only because I love them, I mean, that's on the list at the very top. I love her videos, and that's the reason why I'm watching them. But I'm also watching them, of course, because I have to stay up to date for my design team projects. I have to see what she is creating to be able to support her channel and her work, because that's my task as a design team member, of course. And sometimes it's really helpful for me to watch her channel, especially when she is showing her new digital paper collections. She always makes a plan with me video where she's showing you her new digitals for the month or for the upcoming month. And that's helpful for me to see the digitals printed out. She is showing you every page, and then sometimes she's also creating something with her own digitals. That of course helps me as well to get into this new paper that I perhaps also want to use for my own design team project for her. There are some German channels that I'm watching as well. It's really interesting. In the meantime, there are very, very much German channels. I have the feeling they are coming out of the ground as mushrooms or like mushrooms. Because, yeah, the German community is growing, I guess. I'm a little bit proud of that, because I guess I was the first junk journaler that has created German videos on a regular basis. And I have built a really, really big community that speaks German. I have a German Facebook group as well. So if you are speaking German, perhaps, and you are watching this video per accident, the German Facebook group is also listed down below in the description box. And of course, also English speaking people are allowed to join the group. This group is called Junk Journal Deutsch. That means Junk Journal German. But of course, you can also join if you are not speaking German and use this translate button below the posts of the German members. There are already some of my viewers in this group, and this is so cool because I have the feeling that it grows into an international group in the meantime. And I'm really happy about that, that you also are, as the English-speaking community, are interested in the German-speaking things. And sometimes there's a really big difference, I would say. The style of the English-speaking people is a little bit different than the style of the German-speaking people. Of course, that's not a general thing, but sometimes I think, ooh, this photo comes from a German person or a German-speaking person, and this photo comes from an English-speaking person, or this project. Of course, there's no difference. We are all artists and we are creating our stuff, but sometimes it's interesting for me to see how the German-speaking people are growing into this junk journaling theme. When I have started my YouTube channel, there were only English-speaking videos, or English-speaking videos. The video is not speaking, but the person in the video is speaking, perhaps, Louise. You know what I mean. There were only videos in English, and I had many things to learn, and I had some struggles as well with the language in the beginning, of course, with all those junk journal terms and things like tuck spot, what is a belly band? I thought, hey, my belly is here. So what shall I do with a belly band in a junk journal, for example? And now the German speaking people are like, diving into this theme, and that makes me really, really happy. And of course, we are learning very, very much from the English speaking people and the English videos. And before we are going to my craft desk, I would like to answer a question by Rebel. She has written, as I have seen your channel grow by leaps and bounds, do you find it easier or harder to continue to make videos? That's a really interesting question, and I have to say it's easier for me because I have more experience now. In the beginning it was like, so when I look at my past self from today, I would say I was like a little rabbit hopping over the lawn without a goal, without a plan, without knowing what could be interesting for the people out there. If you have a YouTube channel, it's really important to feel what the viewers want to see. That's sometimes nearly impossible. I don't know if it's interesting for you what I'm talking here at the moment. It's really hard to find that out. You have to read the comments and everything that your viewers are giving you really, really well. And you have to make an interpretation out of what they have written to find topics and content for the future. And in the beginning, it was like trying out different things. I think that's normal. If you are opening a YouTube channel, you are doing exactly that. You are trying out what works for your audience and what works for yourself. And in the meantime, I have made a decision. Being a YouTuber and having an Etsy shop is, of course, a full-time job. But that means also it's a 24/7 job. If I go to bed and I have a message that is unopened, I will open it and I will answer to you because I know you are waiting for the answer. Until the next day, for you, there are 7 or 8 hours in between because of the time difference. So I'm answering to everything that I get asked, even if it's really late in the evening. So it's a 24/7 job. If I make a coffee, I'm thinking about coffee dyeing. If I go to a restaurant, I'm thinking about if I can take the napkin that's on the desk. It's not only that YouTube makes that with me, but I guess you know that as a junk journaler, even without a YouTube channel as well. When you are a junk journaler, you are going through the world with different eyes. You are collecting really weird things. You all know that. And it's not a hobby for me. So junk journaling for me is, yeah, it's my life. It's like 24/7, it's junk journaling. I mean, sometimes I have something to eat on my plate and I'm seeing a pattern or something like that, or a color. And I'm thinking, ooh, that pattern would be great for jelly printing, or this color would be great for my next journal. So my whole mind is making this circular movements around this theme. It's not that I'm not able to do any other things, but it's filling my soul and my heart and my creative... Do you know what I mean? All those things that I'm thinking about the whole day are making myself, my person, to be full and fulfilled. And I would be not the same person if this would be in another way. So I can't do anything against that, but I also don't want to do anything against that because this is me. And there was also a question, Wendy wants to know, what would your life look like without art and creativity? I would say without art and creativity, I can't exist without that. I always was a creative person, and since I'm doing this full time, it's in my mind the whole time. As I said before, it's going around, and I also can't stop this. I can't stop my thoughts. I can't stop my brain. I can't do anything against ideas or something like that. If I would do that, I think I would be like, you would cut a flower and put it into a vase with water, and after a few days the flower is dead. And that would be me if I wouldn't have creativity and art in my life. That's a fact. Okay, so but now, oh my goodness, I'm just looking to the time of my camera that's recording here, and I have the feeling that we have to go to the desk now to create some things, to create some jelly prints. Yeah, so let's do that. In reality, this would have been gone. Now I have it here. I think I will take it with me to my desk, and we will see in a second on my desk to make some creative jelly prints that we can turn into some printable backgrounds. And yeah, let's see what's happening there. See you in a second. So thank you to video editing because some of the jelly prints that I have created today you've already seen in the past few minutes of this video. I've made this little overlay so that you have something to watch and that this video takes not forever. So what I did here was I took my normal jelly plate. This is approximately DIN A4, a little bit smaller, as you can see here. And then I took my Distress Oxide refiller inks to put them directly to the plate, mixed with some water. I have tried this out for the first time. I wanted to have this really extreme oxide effect on my photo paper. So for my prints, I'm using matte photo paper. That's the same paper that I normally use to print my printables on. And I've realized that the oxide ink, especially when it's activated with water, reacts really extremely on this photo paper. And that's the reason why I wanted to try this out on my jelly plate. So I'm just taking my papers. Sometimes I'm crumbling them up. Sometimes I'm pressing really intensive, sometimes not so intensive, like here. And I'm playing around to get different effects to my papers. The goal is to bring out this oxide effect of the ink, of course. And I also want to have something that's really, really grungy. And at the same time, I'm trying something that I can turn into a printable on the one hand. And on the other hand, I would like to have those patterns that I get on my paper as an overlay that I can save on my computer for future designs. Some of you have asked how many resources, I mean digital resources, I have on my computer. And there is a lot, of course, that I have collected over the years, but I'm always trying to get more digital resources, and especially those that I have created by myself. In this case, you will probably not notice this thing in another design, because the way I will use that for future designs is totally different than I'm using it for this special printable that I'm making in this video. So I'm trying to, reuse my things as well, so that I can make multiple things out of it that look totally different in the end. I'm really happy with those jelly prints here. I'm really in love with those effects, and I'm also trying to put some of the ink to my paper next to the plate. That's what I'm showing you here. So when there's too much ink on the paper, I'm pressing that to a fresh paper. And as you can see, you can get really, really interesting results. And this is also something that I can recommend if you want to relax, if you want to play around, even if you don't want to make a printable out of that. Please try this out. This is so cool. You can get so many cool effects and so many beautiful papers for your journals. So please try that out. After I have finished my jelly prints, it's time for having some lunch. So I'm trying to get best friends with my new oven here. I have that brand new and I have to learn as a child how this works. This oven is really, really strange. It has a lot of functions. And the only thing that it can't do is to speak to me when my pizza is ready. So I've made a pizza, and while waiting for that to be ready for me, I have taken my phone to check my video material that I have recorded until this point. So I like to check that in between, especially when I have to make such long videos like this one with many different camera settings and no, not settings, but camera setups. I like to check out what's going on and what I perhaps have to change, what's missing, what I have to record and that stuff. So the pizza is ready, as you can see. And while I'm enjoying this, I'm also enjoying something else. And that's a video by my dear friend Barbara at 49 Dragonflies. I'm watching her tutorial here on making a little junk journal out of envelopes. She has this video relatively new on her channel. So if you don't know that, check that out, 49 Dragonflies. Yeah. But I think every one of you knows Barbara. But perhaps there are 2 or 3 people out there who doesn't know her until now. Then please check her out. She has really cool tutorials and she's creating the most amazing junk journal stuff. So yeah, a must watch, definitely. This is also the time, when I have my lunch, that I can relax a little bit. From the morning until my lunch, it's often very, a time where I have to concentrate myself. Sometimes I'm a little bit tired when I have my lunch, but when I can watch other creators' tutorials, of course not only Barbara's tutorials, but others as well, then I can recharge myself a little bit. I can find inspiration and new motivation for the rest of the day.